So guys, as you can see, this is our Nextion screen. You can see that it shows learning microcontroller clearly, and then learn hello world, learn MCU, and then it keeps on repeating like this. This is because on the Nextion editor we made this GUI, we burned this onto the Nextion screen using our USB TTL device, and then in the code we have here very simple coding. We just initialize a software serial port on which we connected our Nextion screen, and then we programmed the Nextion screen. On the T0 text box we displayed hello, on the T1 we displayed world after 1 second, and then after 1 second we displayed learn on the T0, and then on the second box after 1 second we replaced the this world with the MCU. So simple as that. So this programming is giving us this result over here. So hello guys, welcome to learning microcontrollers. In this video I'm going to show you how you can interface a Nextion Touch screen with an Arduino UNO, and we will display hello world on the Nextion screen using our Arduino UNO. So let's get started. So guys, before I continue, let me tell you how this is going to work. So first step is that we will develop an interface of our Nextion TFT using a Nextion Editor. Now this Nextion Editor is a free to use software found on the official Nextion website. We will download and install this, and on the Nextion Editor we will make our Nextion interface, and that interface will give us the parameters which we will use in our programming to address the respective text boxes we are going to use in the Nextion Editor. So once we have made our Nextion GUI, then we will burn that GUI to the Nextion screen using a USB to TTL device. After that we will wire up the Arduino, and after we have wired up the Arduino with the Nextion screen, now we are going to program the Arduino, and we will use the parameter defined in the Nextion Editor. Once we were making the GUI, we will use those parameters in our Arduino programming. So those parameters will be used to address the text box, like T0 we will say send a hello to the T0 and world to the T1. That's how we are going to do it. So simple is that. First step is that we will develop a Nextion Editor GUI, and then we will burn that GUI on the Nextion screen using the USB TTL device. Now again we will remove the Nextion screen from the USB TTL device. Now we will connect it with our Arduino UNO, and then we will program the Arduino UNO to display whatever text we want on our Arduino UNO's text boxes. Now first thing is you have to connect your Nextion screen to the USB TTL device. For that, this is our Nextion screen. As you can see, this is the top view and this is the bottom view. At the bottom view on the right side you can see this, and this over here, as you can see, is the label on your Nextion screen, NXT224T028. You write it down on a paper. It is also written on the box as well. This will be used in the Nextion Editor. And on the left side you can see this port. It have like 4 pins. Let me label it for you, although it is already labeled. The top pin, if you hold it like this, is the 5 volt. The third pin from the top is the RX. The second pin from the top is the TX. Then we have the fourth pin from the top is the ground, like this. 5 volt, TX, RX and ground. These are the 4 pins. Now this is our USB to TTL device. You can use any USB to TTL device. It can be CS340, FT232 or CP2012, whatever is preferred or is available with you. Now this is the bottom view and this is the top view. Now this is already labeled. It's a USB to TTL device called CS340. Its bottom view, and it is already labeled. On the top view it is not labeled, so I will relabel it for you. The top pin is the 5 volt. Then we have VCC, 3.3 volt, TX, RX and ground. Now these are the 6 pins. Now remember, whichever USB to TTL device you use, 3 pins are in all the devices, TX, RX and ground, and these are the 3 pins we are going to need here. So first of all, you connect the 5 volt pin directly with the 5 volt pin of your Nextion screen like this. And remember that Nextion also works at 3.3 volt as well. So you can also connect it to the 3.3 volt pin as well if 5 volt is not available, but recommended is the 5 volt. Now guys, for the TX pin, you will connect it to the RX pin of your Nextion screen. For the RX pin, connect it to the TX pin of your Nextion screen. Ground will go to the ground like this. In this way, our connections are completed. Now, once our connections are completed, let me show you the hardware. So this over here is our hardware. As you can see, we have a Nextion screen. Okay, let me light up the stuff. So this is our Nextion screen. As you can see over here, connected to the USB to TTL device. I am going to use a CP2012. And you can see that at the back we have the same model number which I was telling you about here, and NX3224T028011, whatever it is, you just use it. Simple as that. So this is how you will connect it. Now for the Nextion Editor, you go to your Google. Okay, I close the previous one. Okay, you go to the Google. Go to the Google here. Now let me zoom in so you can see better. Write down Nextion Editor. You will need this software to make an interface. There the first link that comes is the Nextion Editor. Download Nextion Editor. Click on it. This window pops up. Here you have options. Download the .exe file or the zip folder, whatever you prefer. I'm going to download the exe file. Okay, here it is downloading. I just go to the folder. Okay, let's see the download. Let it download. I already have it downloaded, so this is going to download again. So what I do is that I run the already downloaded file. So this setup starts here. So what you have to do is that you just have to install it. Click on next and install it. I already have it installed, so I don't want to reinstall it, but you just have to install it. Once it is installed, you will see its shortcut on your desktop. So go to the desktop, and on the desktop here you have the shortcut there. Just click on it to run it. Okay, it will ask for permission, the setup. Okay, here you go. The Nextion software has started up like this. Now this is our Nextion Editor tool. You can see that it has started up. It is very simple and easy to download and install. Now the next thing is, first we have to make an interface. So for that, go to the file, click on new. Okay, right. Okay, let me zoom out. It is too much zoomed in. So write the name or whatever you want to write. I write Nextion tutorial by learning microcontrollers. So that is the name I wrote here. I click on save. Okay, it's saved. Now here it will ask. Now this window pops up. It will ask for which touch screen you have. This discovery, enhanced, intelligent. I have a basic screen that is mentioned in the manual. Now the model mentioned at the back was this NX322402811. So this is the screen. I have just click on it and click OK. Okay, that is fine. Now here you will select a direction in which you want to make the interface. I will use a horizontal direction. It is 90 or either 270. Okay, click OK. Okay, there you go. Now this is your screen here, and at the left side you have tool here. This is a toolbox here. Now whatever the pictures if you want to add will come here. But this is the toolbox. I take a text box, click on the text box, and here you go a text box. Now for the text box you have settings as well. Now the settings are on the right side. Now go to the right. Here you have this bar called its attributes, and in the attribute you have this thing called BCO. BCO is the background color. I make it green. Now it have become green. Now the text box is T0. Now background is green. So I make the background go whatever I want. I make it purple. And this PCO is the text color on it. Now what will be the text color will be the PCO, but we cannot see any text here. See, there is no text here because we have not generated the font. Now to generate the font, go to the tools. You have this font generator. Click on it. Okay, this window pops up, and in the font generator just select the height of the text, whatever you prefer. I make it like 32, and the style of the text, whatever is preferred. Now this is a great edge of Nextion over Debian, because Debian don't support this much fonts. Debian have very difficulty in understanding the types of fonts, styles of fonts. You cannot change them as per your decision. Here you have it in a very simple and easy way. So whatever the writing style you prefer, you just select it from here. Whatever you prefer, I just use any style. Okay, this is italic, looks odd. Okay, this is fine. Okay, I make it bold like this. Now write the font name. I write here the font name as tutorial Nextion. That is the font name. I click on generate font. Okay, tutorial Nextion. Click on save. This is the font file, font generated. Okay, click OK and add font. Yes, add the font. Now close this. Now the font is generated and added. Now you can see the font here. See, now this is the font we just created. So you can generate more fonts as well, more writing styles if you want it in the same window. Now this is our first text box here, and what should be the default text? It says new text. Go to the right, and this is the text length. You have to edit it. If your text that you will send from Arduino will have more than 10 characters, so I make it 50. So I will have more options. Now by default I want it to display weight. So now this will be displayed by default weight. And now I copy it, I press Ctrl C and Ctrl V. Now this is the text box T1 weight. Now they are the two text box. I again copy paste both, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, text box 2 and text box 3. So I place one here. I extend this one like this, and extend this one as well, like this over here. Now I display on it a fixed text, by default text, that is learning. See, now it shows learning, and on this one I display microcontroller by default. Here you go. Now here you can see more options as well: text box, text number, float box, button, whatever you prefer. But in this video we are only gonna need our, okay, I accidentally brought it, delete it. Okay, here you go, learning microcontroller. It is going out, just extend it so you can make it come inside like this. Now this is the by default text here. So, but the good thing is these are the by default text boxes, and these are the text boxes we are going to edit. But it doesn't matter for the Nextion screen because the parameter matters. This is T0, this is T1. So once I use the Arduino, I will write in the programming send data to the T0 or send data to the T1, T2, T3. Whatever is written here is by default will be overwritten by the new text coming from the Arduino. So we display learning microcontroller by default here, and then we display two boxes, wait here. On these we will display hello world. Now this is our simple setup. So this is what I have here, the Nextion Touch, you can say Nextion GUI. Now we have to burn it into our Nextion screen. Now to burn it into your Nextion screen, go to your hardware here. Now this is the hardware over here I have, like this. Now what I do is that I connect this USB to TTL device with my computer using a port extender or whatever you have. We made GUI interface on it, which we are not going to use here in this video. We are not going to use this one, but we will write a new one. So let me decrease the show. Okay, you can see it is a different one. It's learning microcontrollers, which is not this one, but our right now what we have here is a different one. It has purple and the boxes are different. So go to the upload. This is the upload button. Click here, select the port or let it auto search. I know which port my USB TTL device is connected on. It is COM9. So I select it. If you don't know it, just connect your USB TTL device and auto search and press go. So in my case, I will select the port and press go. Now wait. Okay, force upload boarded. It's detected and it is uploading. Now go to the hardware. You can see that firmware is being uploaded and the screen is showing the firmware being uploaded. See, it is uploading the firmware. Wait for it to complete the upload. Whatever the editor's GUI you will make, you will use this technique to transfer it on the screen. Okay, see, now the new firmware is here. This is the firmware we just made. So it's uploaded successfully. Now what I do is that we will need to reconnect your Nextion screen now with the Arduino. Now we will remove this USB to TTL device because we no longer need it. We will remove this device from here, this one, and we will connect the Nextion screen to our Arduino, and this is our Arduino that I have over here. I will connect the screen to my Arduino now to do the further processing. Now how I am going to connect it with an Arduino, I show you the presentation. Now this over here, okay, I just minimize the magnifier. So this is our Arduino UNO that I have here. I have shown you in the hardware, and this over here is the Nextion screen, top view, the bottom view. On the left we have this port. The top pin is the 5 volt, TX, RX and ground like this. Now to connect it with an Arduino, as you know, 5 volt pin will go to the 5 volt of the Arduino, ground will go to the ground like this. For the TX, you will connect it to the RX pin of your UART port. Remember that. And now the good thing in the Arduino UNO is that we have an option of software serial ports as well. Now for the software serial, you can declare any available port as software serial depending upon the availability of interrupt. So I'm going to use the pin number 2 as the RX and pin number 3 as the TX. So by keeping this in mind, the TX of your Arduino will go to the RX pin, and in my case the software serial RX of the UART port will be pin number 2, and for the RX pin it will go to the TX pin, and in my case it will be the pin number 3 because I'm going to declare pin number 3 as a software serial TX pin. In this way our connections are completed. Now the next thing is we have to go to the Arduino IDE. So let's go to the Arduino IDE so we can start programming. So guys, this over here is our Arduino IDE. As you can see, I click on file, click on new sketch will pop up, close all other sketches so we don't so if there are any other sketch other than the one being opened, just close them, because when you click on upload button, it may upload the other one. So there we have our sketch. Now before you do anything else, press on file, click on save your work, and write down the name whatever you prefer. I write Nextion Hello World Tutorial by Learning Microcontrollers. So this is it, simple as that. I click on save. Okay, the new programming window is opening up. So this is a window where we will write our code. Now first of all, as I told you, I'm going to use a software serial library. Remove these comments, they are like optional, you don't need them here. They only tell that this is our one-time loop and this is our forever loop. Now what I do is that I just initialize the software serial library first before I do anything else. To initialize the software serial library, you have to write this command, include this lesser than sign, write down software serial dot h like this. You may copy paste it from any other code that you have, or you may write it. This is the command which will initialize the software serial library. Now for the software serial library, once it's initialized using this command, you have to define a software serial port. For that I write software serial dot any serial library name that you want. I will write here, you don't need the dot here, my serial or whatever you prefer. I write here, okay, Nextion. Okay, this is our Nextion, I called it serial, Nextion serial, and the pins I will define is 2, 3. Now here remember that the syntax, this is the command syntax, 2 is equal to Rx and 3 equals to Tx. Now this is a syntax. If you want to declare any pin other than this, the one I have selected for the software serial port, you may write any name you prefer. I have written Nextion serial here, and you may select any other pins you prefer. I am going to use pin number 2 as the Rx, 3 as the Tx as shown in the presentation. Now in this way our software serial port is ready to be used. These both commands are the syntax. Only thing that you will change is this and the pins you are going to select. Now what we do is that I initialize the software serial library. For that you may also initialize the serial for serial.begin 9600. Also you are not going to need the main serial here. We are not going to use the serial terminal, but I prefer you initialize it because for the software serial library you may need this command. So it's not also necessary. I write here not necessary. We may need it to display some data on the terminal. So now the next thing is we initialize the software serial. So copy this here, Nextion.serial.begin. Now begin your serial here, 9600 is the baud rate by default. 115200 on the Nextion Editor is a programming baud rate. By default baud rate is 9600. So that is fine, no issue with that. Okay, now our software serial is initialized. Now we can send text to the Nextion screen. Now to send the text to the Nextion screen, there is a defined syntax. I am not going to waste your time on going and read the data sheet. You just select the port on which you want to send the data. We will send the data using this. Our Nextion is connected to the software serial port. So I double click on this, copy this. Okay, Nextion serial dot print. Now what you have to print now and where you have to print. Now here remember that is the Nextion Editor. Okay, close this. Here we want to edit this. This will be displayed as it is. This will be displayed as it is. We will send hello to the T0 and T1 will be the world. So that is what we are going to change here from the Arduino. So on the T0 you write down T0. Now this is T0 dot txt. Now this is the syntax here. Txt equals to, now backslash, inside this bracket you will write your text hello, and then again the backslash, string ends, and then the whole string ends like this. Now why we did this? Forward slash, these two slashes are like if we want to send a, like I show you here. Now if you want to send a string within a string, I want to write basically this t.txt equals to hello. Now I want to send this like this. It should be like this. Let me show you what is the problem, why we did this. This is a common practice, nothing new. Okay, if I want to send this whole as a string, then this IDE do not understand. You see, now this is not a string. See, it is not blue, it's black. So that is the problem. If you don't do these two things, then this will be the problem. Now to overcome this, what you do is that you add slashes here, here and here. Now this is called a string within a string. Now this is a string within this whole string. So in this way this will be sent. Now this is the requirement of the syntax. So now this will send a hello. Now once you have written your text, you have to end this using a special command called, just copy it, my Nextion.serial. Here I write like this, and inside it you will end your every written command using 3 times this command. This is the syntax of the Nextion screen. Now this is your basic syntax. You may copy paste it and use it again and again. It will work like a charm. T0.txt, this will be changed, this will remain the same. This is for the text box, but we want to send to the box T0 on the screen the word hello like this, equals to a forward slash, bracket, a backslash, and then and the. So this is a string within a string. This is our syntax, and whatever is inside it, this will be sent on the screen. Now copy paste it, copy it. I copy it like this, and I paste it here, and now here I make it world like this. Now in this way, TO, the first text box will receive hello, and for the second text box, we will on the T1. This is the T1 box, we send the letter world. Now on the Nextion editor, here you can see that this is the T0 and this is the T1. This will display hello and this will display world. And after we have displayed this, hello world, okay, that's fine. Okay, let's build this and now connect the Arduino to send this to the Arduino screen. Okay, now there you can see I have now reconnected this to the Nextion screen. See, now this is the Arduino we have here. I have done the wiring again. Now this is connected to the Nextion display. I just plug it into the computer, the Arduino, to power up the whole system like this. Now you can see that the Nextion screen has started up. Okay, now we go to the Arduino to write the code. This is our Arduino. Now what you have to do is that you have to tools, go to the tools, see your Arduino is connected successfully. Okay, it's connected. Save your work and click on upload. Okay, the new code is being uploaded. Wait. Done uploading. Now just go to the screen and see did the text change or not. Let me decrease the shutter speed. Okay, here you go. You can see that our coding is working. Now the lower box, these two were basically wait, and now they are hello world. You can see that this is working like a charm. Now we just added the code. Now go back to the code. Now instead of showing the text directly, what we do is that once it displays hello, then it will like wait for, I give some delay. I give a delay of 1 second. For 1 second it will not send the next text. It will wait for 1 second, and after that it will display world, and then again it will wait for 1 second, and then what it do is that we clear the screens, we display something else. Okay, we again send wait. It will wait. Okay, it will say show learn, and on the second row it will show MCU, that is learning microcontroller in the short form. Okay, this is a new code we wrote here. On the T0 it will send hello, and then it will wait for 1 second, then it will display world, and then it will wait for 1 second. Instead of hello it will be learn, and again instead of MCU it will be instead of world it will be MCU like this. Now we work this code, click on upload. Okay, it is uploading. Okay, the new code has been uploaded. Let's go back to the screen. Let me zoom out. Okay, now see the things have changed. Learn, hello, world, learn, MCU. See, our coding is working like a charm as shown in the presentation. See, now in this way you can send any text you want or any string you want, whatever you want. In my future video on this series, I will show you how you can send a string as well, or how you can like run a counter here as well. Then in the future I will also show you how you can use the touch as well. You just touch a button and it will send a signal to the Arduino. See, it is working like a charm. So guys, this is it. If you guys have any questions, you can reach me. No issue with that. So this is enough for the lecture, and this is how the things work. So I hope you guys learned something from this lecture. Thank you very much for your time. We'll see you in the next lecture.